tell myself it's okay to feel lonely, pretending I don't really care. Just throws
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to another speed build. My name is Chermibear. I hope you guys are doing well. And today's speed build is actually a really small build. It is obviously inspired by the new Industrial Loft Kit. I decided to, I didn't really decide to do this. It was just like me doing something that I wanted to do. And I wanted to make like a repurposed brick building thing, like really from scratch. There's no reference photo for this. Like I really just used my imagination to do this, so it's not gonna be like the oh wow, the train is very loud today. But anyways, I hope you guys forgive that. It actually interrupts my thought, even if you guys can't hear it. I don't know if you guys can, but you probably can. But yeah, so basically this build, like I was saying, it wasn't based off anything. It was just like based off my imagination, more or less. So I just really worked on it. It's not the most it's not the most brilliant build, in the sense that the shape's really very simple. And I don't really think that any of the brick buildings like this, like a repurposed something old brownstone maybe building, looks like this. I don't know, maybe it does exist, but I was just working off nothing, just the feeling, and working off what looks good, what I think looks good. So I hope you guys like it. I did turn out liking it quite a bit. It's quite cute and it has the style that I was going for. I turned out really proud of this in the end. I wasn't sure if it was gonna work out actually. I really just wanted to build something smaller because I started really late this week with the speed builds, and I really wanted to get it up on time and not, you know, have like bi-weekly, like 2 times a week upload instead of like a weekly upload anymore, like for speed builds. So I worked on this one, and you can really see that the shape has come together. I really liked how it worked out. I really wanted to use more of the Industrial Loft Kit actually, but I think I turned out not using as much as I would have liked to. Like there's definitely way more options and items in the kit that I could have used. I guess I would have used if it really fit the house. But the thing is, it didn't really fit whatever I was trying to do in this build. Surprisingly, even though it's like kind of inspired by it, but you know, it's fine. We have the pack. I like it, and therefore we will be making use of it as much as we can, whenever it's possible, whenever it is needed, I guess. Like I don't want to force myself to use something when I don't really want it, you know, like when it doesn't really fit, like just because I want to use it. Like why? I have the pack forever, so I can use it whenever I want. But yeah, so this is, I mean, the outside is probably no, it's not really that done, but I was like moving in and out like I usually do with most of my builds anyways, and I was figuring out the stair thingy. I really wanted like a loft situation, so I guess it's like a lofted building. I don't know. In real life, I don't even know if this is possible, but I just wanted to make like an open area, make it look more like a lofty repurposed old building. I didn't make it look too old, but the brick texture that I used here is pretty nice. So yeah, I worked around. I mean, like, okay, this lot is in what's this thing called, Evergreen Harbor. I don't really know the neighborhood's name. I'm sorry. But this lot in Evergreen Harbor is a 20 by 15 lot, and it's really small. That's the only reason why I chose it, and I kind of wanted an industrial kind of feel, so I went for this lot. It doesn't blend in with the neighborhood at all, obviously, because every single other fake house is like just like the generic suburban house. But I chose this lot, and this lot is really open. So what I'm trying to say is actually, well, I'm just all over the place as usual. I tried to figure out the fencing around the area because I didn't want to leave it way too open because it feels so weird. It's like right next to the station, and if the house is just like exposed, it just feels like it's like a prime area for people to just break in or like disrespect your property or something. So I just really wanted to, like, you know, fence it in and stuff. So this is what I did. And I really liked how I kind of like used both the hedge and the wooden fence to make it more like less blocky. It kind of cuts it up a little bit, so I kind of like that. This kind of technique, I guess. This is my first time doing it, so I kind of made it very random. So any of my OCD friends out there, you guys might feel like it's a little bit off center or whatever, but hopefully you forgive me and overlook that. For myself, I think that there's a little bit of a charm in that asymmetry that goes on in the fence. But I've been talking over the entirety of me trying to like, green up this build. It wasn't in my plans actually. I wanted it to look really just building like not with all these overgrown plants, but I was just like, I was wondering what to add to the exterior, the facade of the place, to see what's a better option, like what's gonna look good. And I just came across those like hanging vines that I end up putting all over the balcony area. That's from Jungle Adventure, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I just went on from there, and I used a lot of those like cottage living ivy. Those ivy are brilliant. I love those ivy so much. I'm so glad we have them. So yeah, it turned out to be a very overgrown repurposed brick building kind of situation. I still don't know what I'm gonna call this at this point of me recording this, but it's probably gonna be something like that. I feel like I name things really boringly. I hope that's okay. I think it probably just makes it, I don't know, I cannot name things. I'm very bad at names, you guys know that. But yeah, I worked really hard trying to figure out what to do with this landscaping space. We don't really have a lot of space for landscaping. Hedges on the sides of the fence is quite straightforward, but I wanted like a nice flower bed, and I'm bad with flower beds. It takes me so long just to decide on a flower bed, but I ultimately decided on this. And went with some of those like the carpet grass kind of situation. I boxed it in with the tiny little fences that we got, so it kind of it has its own moment, and it looks neater when you do it like that. So that's what I did. It took me way longer than what you see here on the video to figure this out actually. Yeah, so because of all the plants that we have here, I just kind of formulated I guess I got kind of put together kind of like a backstory, not really a backstory, but more like a profile for the person that might be living here. I decided to add like a nice bike as well. I initially really wanted to use the cottage living bike because I had it, but in the end I just used this basic one because it looks the best. But basically this building, I was profiling the person living in this building to be like a bachelor or something. So the interior is gonna be very masculine, very it's very cliche, I think, when you think about like industrial style, and then you really usually go for like a masculine kind of vibe. But it really kind of fit, I guess. I was just thinking that this person, masculine doesn't mean it's a guy, but like this person, they might be really into like gardening. They love the flowers. I gave them some of the flower pots, and I do my classic like putting in some landscaping into the flower pots to make it look nice, but without actually planting things in. So if you guys really do want to download this lot and play in it, you can always delete those plants and actually grow some plants yourself. That would be good too if you guys really want to utilize that space. There are pots for you to do that, and I just have a little area for it. But I imagine that like with all the landscaping around, this little space for like a single sim that lives here. Yeah, in my head it's like a single sim, but you can totally fit like 2 sims inside because it's a double bed kind of situation. But I can totally imagine a nice bachelor just living in this place. Yeah, a repurposed building that he just like bought and showed love to some nice TLC. And he likes gardening. That's why I imagine him to be like. He likes gardening. Don't know what his occupation. They. Oh my god, the pronouns thing. I'm trying my best to kind of reprogram my mind. So bear with me, guys. Bear with me. One day we will be better. I try every day. But yeah, so we are doing the bathroom now. I was just talking. Well, I will talk over the bathroom as well. I guess you guys know what I'm doing. It's just pretty straightforward. This entire build. It's also not a very big build, surprisingly. I mean, of course, not surprisingly. It's like a 20 by 15 lot, so it's really small. And I really wanted it to be small, but it's pretty detailed since it's small, you know. But yeah, I was saying that the the career of this guy, I don't really know what it is. I do have a camera on the coffee table that's gonna be like coming up in a little bit, but I don't know if I really want this guy to be a photographer. I don't know. He can be anything, but I imagine that people who well, I need to stop saying this guy and he, oh my god, but but I imagine that people who you know, love old buildings, live in this kind of industrial space, they have like a little creative kick to them. It is also another stereotype, but I don't know, I cannot really see like a corporate office mega CEO living in this kind of space though. I guess that's why. So who knows, maybe he's like a hobbyist, like a photographer hobbyist, or maybe he's a freelance writer. Maybe there's gonna be a nice easel as well, so he could very well be an artist as well. Oh yeah, that Journey to Batu Star Wars wall light that I put beside that bed, I just decided to make it feel like it's like a collector's piece, like a art piece that's also a wall light kind of situation, because it looks so like out there. So I imagine this guy is like an art collector kind of. He has like, he's more into like the sculptures maybe, not like more of the wall stuff. I don't really know, because you do see in a little bit that I do place like a really big sign on the wall by the staircase. In a little bit, you'll see it when I'll point it out. You guys will see it. It's by the staircase. It's like the bowling, I think it's the bowling stuff pack one, the bowling night stuff pack. There's the arrow sign. I used that to kind of add some character to this place. So yeah, I just like, yeah, this thing right here. Yeah, I loved how this like random light thingy just gives light to the space, but also gives like a kind of characterizes the space a little bit, make it look more like someone lives here and it has like a little bit of character, you know, though I don't know what kind of character, so you guys can like, you know, fill in the space, work on the story of the sim that's gonna live here and all that. That would be great. And yeah, this balcony, plants necessary, chairs necessary, place down an easel. I decided to use this one that's like locked behind the that's locked, so I unlocked it and I placed it here because I didn't want the wooden texture. It didn't really feel right. So that's basically the upper floors. I usually do the bedrooms last, but I was really feeling really inspired to do the bedroom this time, so I started with the bedroom first and I went back down to the first floor to work on this little sunroom area that could have been a dining room, could still be a dining room, but I was thinking that if it's a bachelor pad sort of situation, well, it's not really a pad, but a bachelor loft. Is it still called a bachelor pad? I have no idea. But if it's gonna be like a bachelor's place kind of situation, I would imagine that a nice sitting area would be a lot more desirable for someone like this person that's gonna live here, kind of, because he would have friends over. They would have friends over. Oh my god, pronouns. Okay, I'm working on it. And a nice simple kitchen. It's not too big. We don't really have a lot of space, and there's a lot of windows everywhere, so I imagine that in a repurposed space, maybe like the interior designer or the architect that worked on repurposing this place was like, okay, we're not going to touch any of the windows, but we're going to have like a very we're going to have a more non-conventional solution for your kitchen. It's going to be front and center. It's gonna be all centered, so it's not gonna be on any wall. So this is what I came up with. Honestly, it's not my best work, but it is what works for this space. And I would definitely try to explore this further in the future, where it's like just an island for a kitchen instead of like something sticking to the wall. Maybe, I don't know. It's like I'm quite. Let me know what you think about like that island only kitchen situation. I kind of like it. Kinda. It's weird, but it's cool. I guess it's cool because it's like a repurposed space, and it's probably, this building was not probably not meant to be like a house, but it became a house, you know what I mean? So maybe it works out that way, who knows. Yeah, but I decided to go for more plants because I'm like, okay, this guy loves gardening. This guy loves gardening, this guy loves plants, and plants really, like, I guess because like a building like this with all the bricks and the stone just looks so dead and industrially. Oh, I'm ending. But yeah, it looks so industrially, so I really wanted to add more plants. That's what I was trying to say. But thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, guys. This is a very chill, very fast video. I hope you enjoyed it very much. If you like this video, definitely remember to give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
I tell myself it's okay to feel lonely, pretending I don't really care. Just throws me into arms of people who don't notice whether or not I'm there. I try my hardest not to get nervous. Don't wanna be a shark in the water. Still learning how to live on purpose. Maybe all of this is karma. Why am I going under? I'm praying I can turn this thing around. I'm over my head and I'm out of my mind. I wish I was an anchor, but I'm floating. And another tidal wave is coming, treading water. It's gonna sink me down to the bottom. Chosen. I know I'll rise to the surface again.